starts with, okay, just 2 simple coaching points that we give them for stance. I'm not a huge proponent of trying to fit all of our guys into the same stance, mainly because I played with the worst stance known to mankind. So I'm not going to coach stance because my stance was terrible. Also, I think you want your guys to be comfortable, and everybody's body type is a little bit different. So you got guys that are, man, you know, super tall and lengthy. You got guys that are, right, when I was in the Little League football, I was short and fat, and I was one of the guys trying to make weight, okay? So I was wearing trash bags and running extra, okay? Sounds like they go to the sauna now, which is a good deal. So my point being is I don't want to squeeze those guys all into the same exact stance. I want our guys to be comfortable. The 2 things that I think are important is just to have their feet slightly and their toes slightly pointed in, okay? And that's going to bring their knees naturally to be slightly pointed in as well. When you do that and you sit down into your stance, it'll naturally allow your weight in your feet to go to the inside ball, the inside fat part of the heel. We're trying to, man, we don't want this backside foot to be all the way out of the ground, the backside cleat. Okay, we still want it to be contacting the grass. We don't want to be all the way up on our toes because we want to be able to change direction. We want to be able to go both ways. Meaning I want to be able to go forward, but if it's pass, I want to be able to just open my hips and be able to push out. So that's really where we're trying to get the weight in our feet to be, okay, that inside part. So as our guys sit down into their stance, man, whether their shoulders are over their toes or not, like, awesome. Some of them will sit back a little bit more and they might not be exactly. I'm good with that too. Where they rest their hands, don't care on that piece either. If they put their hands above their head and they make 150 tackles, do you think I'm going to tell them to put their hands on their thigh boards? Nope. I'm going to say, keep doing exactly what you're doing, man, because you're doing a great job, okay? So some of ours will rest them on their thigh boards, some on their knees. Some people play the piano and have their hands nice and loose. Again, I don't necessarily care on that part as far as stance goes. One of the drills we do to eliminate false steps out of stance, okay, is what we just call rolling starts. I think you can do this with linebackers. I think you can do this with D-line, safeties even, okay? Corners are a little bit different because you're trying to go the opposite direction, all right? But when we do this, okay, we're gonna put their feet up against the bag, all right? You guys got social media? You like when people like your stuff on social media? Or do you want to do something and nobody likes it? Want them to like it, right? Feel warm and fuzzy inside. Feels like you made a comment that other people respected or they liked, okay? So we're gonna try to give the kids the same instant gratification that they're getting all the time on social media. We're gonna put a bag behind their feet. We're gonna do what we call a rolling start. They're gonna get in their stance. I'm gonna give them a set hit. I'm gonna move a football. I'm gonna give them some sort of reactionary deal to be able to react and play ball. When we're talking rolling start, it's basically a trust fall, but it's a trust fall to your face, okay, rather than falling back. So we say set hit. They're gonna roll out until almost they feel like they're going to hit their face on the ground. And then they're just gonna catch themselves within their feet, okay, and roll out. If they full step out of their stance, what are they gonna do?
Step on the bag.
Yeah, they're gonna step on the bag, they're gonna kick the bag, they're gonna feel something instantly letting them know that, man, footwork wise, I took a full step, right? Which is what we're trying to eliminate by doing this drill here. So you're just trying to give them some sort of instant gratification to know whether or not, man, did they do the drill the right way? Awesome, I didn't contact the bag. Yep, I rolled right out, I did it the right way, I did not full step out of my stance. We'll take that drill into a reactionary drill. Now we're reacting off of a running back, okay? So coach could come straight at me, he could go at an angle. Same thing, starting with my feet against the bag, set, hit. If he comes straight at me, just turns right into what was that rolling start, right to begin. If he goes at an angle, set, hit, then I want to start my angle of departure the same way that he goes, and then we're gonna finish in going back to all the tackling stuff, okay? Near foot, near shoulder, palms down, burning a hole through the hip. We're trying to finish the drill, right? To mimic another drill, which is the tackling drill. Anytime you can incorporate multiple things into your drill, the better off you're going to be. So I'm working linebacker drills, but I am stealing a rep of a tackling every time they're doing a linebacker drill because they're always finishing on a cone, a bag, a running back, some sort of tackling element to the drill. Doesn't mean they're physically tackling somebody, but visually they are doing and seeing and closing all the same way. Does that make sense there? Okay, so that would be a footwork fundamental that we do. The other thing I'll talk about is just block destruction. Universal sign for good job. Anybody ever tell you good job like that? It means you suck, right? Like that was a really bad job, okay? Pretty harsh. That would be like, you did mediocre, did all right. So when we strike things, we want to strike with our thumb up. So we tell our guys, hey, going back to instant gratification, do I know if I did a good job or not? Like, man, if I got 3 guys going, I can't coach all 3 guys at the same exact time. But if you strike and your thumb is up, you know that you did what?
Good job.
A good job, right, man? If I strike and my elbow's to the side, not where my elbows need to be. Why? Because now I'm pressing here. When you bench press, you're pressing through just like this. You're engaging your tricep muscle and being able to push off. It's the same thing when you're working block destruction. Really important to derive power from the ground when we're working block destruction. So when we contact something, our foot should contact the ground. At the same time our foot is contacting the ground, our hands should be contacting whatever we're trying to strike, because I'm trying to derive power from the earth. So it goes back to our tackling stuff. We're working near foot, near shoulder, strike point here as far as block destruction goes. This would be gap ownership to the same side of the defender. I'm not trying to get across the guy. I'm trying to own the inside gap. This guy's coming down on me. I'm working near foot, near shoulder. I'm striking. My thumbs are up. My elbows are supinated and inside. Okay? I'm then going to pull the defender to my pocket. Again, giving them a visualization of something to finish on. Pull that defender, put them right into where your pocket is. That'll naturally open your hips up. Okay? To finish the deal and get myself back to square, Mortal Kombat, great game on Sega Genesis 64. Okay? Mortal Kombat, finish him. Take that backside arm, finish him, rip through. That'll create a violent punch to be able to rip through. Gets my hips back to square and being able to finish, okay, as a two-way really defender at that point to the ball carrier. Now, you can incorporate 3 guys in this drill really by having one guy as the block destruction guy, a guy holding the bag, and then you put a ball carrier at the back of this thing to finish it so that I can finish on a ball carrier. If you don't have that many guys, put a cone. Give them something to be able to finish the drill on, to be able to talk as far as what they're finishing and how they're finishing. The other block destruction deal that we'll do is we're trying to get across a blocker. Okay, we teach this a little bit differently, I think, but this is what I believe in. Okay, so if I'm trying to get across a defender, I'm going to strike with my backside foot rather than my near side foot for the contact point. So what I'm saying is, if I'm trying to get across Coach Hughes here to that side of him, when I strike him, I'm going to strike by stepping with my backside, or what we call our far foot. Okay, so I'm working. It's far foot mechanics now that's stepping to the defender. My thumbs are still up, my elbows are supinated nice and tight. I'm striking. What that allows me to do is when I take my other step with my front side foot, I've defeated the defender half the man to the side of where I'm trying to get to. Rather than if I strike this guy near foot here and I'm trying to get across him, man, the best I'm gonna do is be eye to eye with that guy. I'm still head up, I can't get across. Okay? And to be honest with you, nobody could teach me how to do the footwork off of that block destruction when you went near foot to try to get across the guy. If you take the backside foot to it and I strike here, boom, what was my near foot, still my near foot, is already across the blocker. I'm in the exact position that I was in when I was doing the near foot strike to be able to be there. Man, pull to the pocket, Mortal Kombat through to finish off of a cone. So those are the two as we work block destruction and getting our hands on people, physically block destructing them. Okay, those are the 2 ways that we do it. We would work near foot contact, and we would work far foot contact to try to get across blockers. Does that make sense there? Any questions?